Hello, my name is Andrea Petrut, and I'm an intuitive relationship coach, entrepreneur, a multi passionate woman, mother, home educator, and heart imagery teacher. I keep watching social media and I keep talking to people about sovereignty. It's either body sovereignty or any other kind of sovereignty. We're talking about sovereignty, making your own choices, whatever it is. For me, sovereignty is a value, and this value has integrity. Sovereignty without integrity, for me, doesn't work. They go together. Um, Integrity is a big lesson that I kept having in my life, and the biggest mentor that I had, and the best friend, as I mentioned in the title of this video, was my dad. I watched him. I listened to his stories about his leadership. He was a manager. He worked for a company who belonged to the Romanian, I think the Romanian government. It was a company owned by the state. Let's put it this way. Before communism. After communism, the company became private, and then my dad worked for private companies, and then my dad again, after a while, in 1997, started working for the county's government. I mean, no, for the government, but for the county level until he retired in 2012. What I noticed from his sharing and from his stories was that he would always stick to his values. He would always hold on to what he believed in. He would always take care of his colleagues, of his employees. And there was one situation that he was put in, not just once, but that was one particular situation when he worked for the government, where he was under a corrupt politician. A corrupt politician would have this position of leading the institution he worked for. And that politician was doing everything he could to put his hands on real estate so that his family, his associates would really get a hold of those things and make a profit, right? So my dad, who had who had the experience and the position to put his signature on certificates for zoning, certificate for building, right? He was put in the position where he had to think whether he would sign, so agree to the illegal or illegality of the document, or say no and put up with the pressure and everything that would come with it. For 3 days and 3 nights, my dad would look into the law, would find every single way that the law would give him to support his decision. And he knew that he was standing up for himself and standing against a powerful person in the county and in the country. And because he's very smart and he knows the law very well and he knows how to use the law so that the law protects him, those 3 days and nights, he piled one single letter where he refused giving legal arguments. And he said to his boss, "This is my answer. I'm not going to sign the certificate. If you want to sign it, go ahead. I will not have my name on that." And what they did, because they could not use him nor abuse him, they took him out of the picture. They could not fire him, by the way. My dad had the experience. My dad was on his position really with all he needed in there. And he was hired by merit, not by through relationships. So he was well grounded in his job. But still, they had their ways. They left him alone, they signed the certificate, and they did their thing. So corruption went ahead, my dad not. This was a very good example, and this is how my dad actually mentored me in being a leader with integrity. He risks his job. He risked losing a lot of money that, I was 2010. Yeah, I was a married woman. I had kids. We were okay. But it's a you're almost close to retirement and somebody's doing this to you, like, you know. So, and that's not the only case. There are many cases where my dad was the one with integrity, sticking to the values, and other people would try to use the law for their own benefit. So for decades, I had this man, this amazing man in my life. He's still alive, by the way, and I had the chance to talk to him and thank him for his contribution to my character. And I did my best to learn and to follow that. I'm telling you, it was not easy. Like, imagine my dad is 30 something years older than me. So he has decades of experience, right? Plus, he met strong characters, he was put in difficult positions. I was not. When I learned about jobs, employers, and all this situation, I was 19. I started working when I was 19, and I had to sell products that were not okay. I didn't like it. It was not for me. I quit the job. I waited a year. I did not go to college because I couldn't back then for different reasons. And I took a job as a librarian. Again, I was put myself this time, I was put in a position where I had to stand up for somebody who wanted to break the rules in my department. And I had a boss who would support me, and I would go to the big boss and bring my own arguments and let them solve it, but I would stick to the rules of the library. So small lessons over time, situations where I could stand up for myself, or situations where I was used and abused. As an either employee, I had lessons, or lessons as a friend, or lessons as a volunteer. I volunteered for an organization in Romania. By the way, for those who don't know, I lived in Romania until 2017. So in Romania, I was a volunteer, and then I was coordinator for volunteers. So I had both positions as doing something under somebody and also coordinate and lead. And again, I saw all sorts of things. We had a project where we would go in the county and we would notice what people in the municipality would do. And I'm telling you, I saw a lot of corruption and a lot of great, amazing people with integrity who would give their heart to help others. Then uh, time went by, and I supported somebody with my first husband. We would help somebody with translation and other things. And again, we had other lessons related to integrity. I would say more like what not to do. Now, time went by, I came to Canada. Here, I had more and more lessons this time as an entrepreneur. I learned from my dad, from his life experience. Then I went as a teenager, then an adult, in different situations, working for somebody else, then volunteering, then again volunteering, but in a different situation, and then um, trying to be self-employed and make money. I had other things going on, like other lessons where you think you see they have integrity when you look at the advertisement, or when you go deep into the relationship with somebody, you're like, oh my God, this is not possible. Again, they don't have integrity. I cannot work with them. I had that too. Maybe I'll share one day, because this is about affiliate marketing and other things where people try to make money. So going through the shiny object syndrome, this is what I did. Going through the shiny object syndrome, I would go for the thing without knowing how to filter, how to discover people. And the last lesson has been being an entrepreneur and going into deals with people who did not share my values, did not share my interest. And now what I'm doing is I have one single business partner, and that is Source, God, Divinity. I don't want to have another business partner again. Collaborators, I love them. Friends, I love them. Business partner? Nope. Um, Integrity and sovereignty are choices we make, and um, they become parts of us that we strengthen over time. It's not something that you can listen to somebody talking about it and then boof, you have it. No, for me, it took decades. You're building, 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 building. The best way I found to develop integrity and hold it in place has been connecting with Source within me. The moment I went back to myself, listening to my inner wisdom in the deepest way possible, like really connecting with the higher self, connecting with the source. And always, whenever I make a decision, even when I make this video live, I went inside, I set the intention, I went into my heart to heart imagery, and I listened. I listen what needs to happen, what I need to say, so it benefits you, so it helps you, so it supports you. And this is the way through which, since 2020, I actually supported myself and became like a rock for myself. And since that moment on, my life completely changed because the integrity brought me alignment. Now, there's about this. Um, Integrity and sovereignty are also related to becoming your own advocate. You gotta do your research, you gotta be your own advocate. Nobody's gonna do things for you. I had to um, experiment, I had to research a lot to see, um, to develop discernment, to develop a lot of things that I needed for my integrity. And one way, again, that I discovered that really works and it works long term is heart imagery. I have become a heart imagery teacher last year because this is the best tool that I found to help me get to my core and hold on to my core, find my values, hold on to my values, and be firm no matter what happens. I shared on LinkedIn today, for instance, I'm in a mastermind. Every 2 weeks we meet. And one of the beautiful friends that I have there started giving me advice for my niche. And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, you're a great friend." I didn't say exactly like that, but he got the point. Um, you are not my ideal client. To have the courage to say to somebody means you have the integrity to stand up for yourself. You have sovereignty, right? So, sovereignty gives you the power to stand up for yourself in any situation, even when you have, like I had in that meeting, powerful people who play with companies that make millions and billions, right? How do you get to sovereignty? We're going to teach you. We did 2 workshops for free, 1 hour and a half. And next week on December 6th, for every single day for 5 days from 8 to 10 p.m. EST, we're going to immerse you in an atmosphere of alignment, synchronicity, and flow, a sacred space where you can be yourself and you can connect within with your heart. And because it's 5 days and it's 2 hours each day, no matter what happened during the day, no matter what happened during your life, you can build upon each day. You can build your sovereignty. You can build your connection with God. You can build good habits. And you can build the peace that you deserve to feel within. People who come to our workshop have said some of them really felt the peace and joy right there in the moment, and others told me, look, Andrea, my mind could not settle. Well, it takes time. For me, it took me practice every single day until it became a habit for my brain, a habit for my heart, a habit for my body. When we live in stress, right? We live so much in stress. How can we calm down? It takes persistence, it takes commitment to yourself and to the vision and the goals you have for this end of the year and for next year. So if you're looking for integrity and sovereignty, this is one of the ways we're offering through which you can get that. It worked for me, and I'm sure it's going to work for you and for everybody. Thank you for watching. If you want details upon that event, please go to andreaputo.ca/heart imagery DEC from December 2021, and you will see more details about heart imagery, how this workshop is going, and what other people said who worked with us in the other workshops. May you be sovereign, and may you stick your ground firmly for all the values you have and you want to and you believe in. Thank you. Blessings.